Hello YouTube, this is Miles from Pure Investments, and today I'm going to share my 9 rules of trading for cryptocurrency. So, a lot of people have been asking me about my recent success in the cryptocurrency market. I've had a great 6 months of trading. I've somehow managed to go 44 times my original investment, but that was not all happiness and gains. There were definitely moments where I've lost 20% of my value. I've gone into coins that led to major downfalls. It's not all peaches and cream on the way to the top. But you do learn from your mistakes. I've done a lot of research. I've faced the consequences of my actions, and I'm still on top today. So, I'm hoping I can share this advice with you guys so that you won't make the same mistakes I did while learning to trade. So, to kick things off, here's my number 1 rule that I cannot stress enough, but only invest what you are willing to lose. This is very, very important. I've heard so many horror stories of people who have put their life savings into Bitcoin, who have borrowed money to buy cryptocurrency, who have sold their houses and such so that they can buy more of a currency. This is a huge mistake, and you need to stop there. While it's easy to make huge gains on cryptocurrency, it's just as easy, if not easier, to make huge losses. That's very true in any scenario, no matter how confident you are in your technical analysis, no matter how much hype a coin's gonna get, you do have the chance to lose almost everything you invest in, and you need to keep that in mind. Never invest an amount of money that you're gonna be crushed or the world's gonna end if you lose it. So what I tend to do for a strategy is, this summer when I was trying to make the first 1,000 that I could invest, I was just putting 10% of each of my paychecks into cryptocurrency until it amounted to $1,000. Now, 10% I'm definitely willing to lose. Maybe 30 to 40% of my paychecks I would not be willing to lose, but that was a comfortable amount for me, and I felt very confident investing that. So, please only invest with money that you can lose. I can't stress that enough. Now, the second rule, always pay attention to Bitcoin. This currently stands, as you'll find on almost every exchange, nearly every single coin has a Bitcoin pairing, and that definitely carries a lot of weight with it. So, not saying this happens all the time, but what tends to be the case is when Bitcoin makes a major rise, this can be bad for altcoins. People will exit altcoins to get into Bitcoin so that they can sell Bitcoin for the very high price. The fact that money is leaving altcoins tends to mean that the price goes down set-wise. And something different can be said about when Bitcoin falls. When Bitcoin falls, 2 examples could happen. Either people get into alts even more to try and increase their Bitcoin value, or people exit Bitcoin completely and the whole market goes down. So, you gotta watch for some major Bitcoin movement, because sometimes that can have an effect on the entire altcoin market. And this is a very complex topic that goes over psychology and stuff, and how people react to major Bitcoin movement. So if you want to get a very detailed explanation that goes into the math and such behind that, you should check out my trading tips series, as I have a video that explains the Bitcoin to altcoin situation. But with that in mind, continue following the price of Bitcoin, as even if you're not invested in Bitcoin, because it can have an effect on the entire market, such as this recent major crash due to Bitcoin's volatility. So, my next rule, never put all of your eggs in one basket. So you may think one coin has the potential to go maybe 10x or something huge and ridiculous. That's not always the case, and you want to make sure you're investing in multiple cryptocurrencies. Think if you put all of your money into Verge while it was at the top. at a huge price increase. If you put all of your money in there and you still held it today, you would have lost major money. And this is why diversification's important. You want to have your money in multiple coins so that if one or two of them fails, it's not really going to hurt you as much as if you had maybe half of your holdings into one coin. I personally never put more than 30% of my portfolio into a coin. The only exceptional case is Ethereum because I have about 50% of my portfolio there right now. But other than that, I like to spread out my altcoins with maybe like 10 to 15% of my whole portfolio into some coin that I've done technical analysis on. This just decreases the potential loss. It might decrease potential gain, but it's a definitely safer practice for you, which I highly recommend you follow. Which leads me to also don't be greedy. So this goes hand in hand almost with diversification. The reason people tend to not diversify is because they become greedy, but this is a very important case. A lot of people come into cryptocurrency thinking they're going to make 5 times their money in a couple days or even 2 times their money. While you can make more money with cryptocurrency than, say, trading stocks or such, you can't expect to have huge returns on coins overnight, or like just any coin you invest in. If you see that your coin has risen maybe 20 or 30%, take that. If you don't want to sell all your coins, maybe sell half of them and hold the other half. Sometimes when you're too greedy and you're waiting for, oh, I'm gonna try and get 10 more percent to get 40%, or I'm gonna wait for it to rise 20% so I can get 50. Sometimes that's not gonna happen and it's gonna fall back down. This was a great example with Tron and Ripple, where people were getting crazy amounts, like 5 times their money, and people were just holding to get even more. And then all of a sudden, in one day, it loses half of its value. Would you rather take 4 times your money, or would you rather take 1.5 times your money? These are things you gotta think about and be happy with profit you make, because not everything's gonna keep going up forever. Giant moons are usually followed by correction and crashes, and you need to know when to exit. Another thing that's very big for me is don't blindly invest. Usually if I mention a coin that I like in the Pure Investments chat, a lot of people will hop on the bandwagon and start buying up as much of that coin as possible, and I highly recommend you don't do this. There's so many factors that can go into the price, whether it's hype, whether it's fundamentals, or if it's technical analysis. There's so many reasons a coin can do well and also not do well. So, as always, please do your own research. Don't just go into a coin because people are telling you to, such as Tron. No one had an idea what Tron was, but people were saying just buy this coin, it's going to make you money, and a lot of people lost money by blindly investing at the top. So please make sure coins you're investing in you're very confident in. I'd never buy into a coin that I haven't researched before, and that's definitely something that burns people a lot. So please be careful and do your own research. If someone presents research for you, great. That's a good reason to buy a coin. But just because someone says this is going to make you money, don't go into the coin. Also, don't FOMO. If you don't know what FOMO means, it means fear of missing out. We've had some crazy FOMO this past couple months. Specifically Ripple and Tron. I know I keep mentioning those, but those are some coins that I've heard people lost a ton of money on. And just because a coin is going up a lot doesn't mean you should enter. Actually, it means sometimes you might want to avoid that coin. Just because a coin's getting hyped up and people say it's going to keep rising doesn't mean it's going to rise forever. A lot of coins have gone up and then gone down as well. let's actually take a look at Ripple. So Ripple was gaining a lot of hype and traction recently, and it peaked at more than $2, I believe. And people were saying, buy this, it's gonna stay up here forever, we're going to the moon. As you can see, coins go up and then they go down again. This is what we call market correction. It's very healthy for the market. It's actually very great if after a pump a coin goes back down, because it kind of evens out the buys and sells and stabilizes the price at a new level. So when you see something like this going on and you see it's all the way up here, do you think it's a good idea to buy, looking at the future? And history does repeat itself. We can see in previous examples, with all of these rises, there comes a crash that brings it back down to almost the bottom again, and then it shoots back up for the next round. So why not wait on the next round? They happen frequently enough. Many coins go through this 3-month cycle of mooning like crazy and then falling back down, maybe waiting a couple months and then going back up again. So you want to buy at the bottom and not the top. So when you're investing and you're looking at some really good coins with good technology and a good team, you want to look at stuff in the long picture. Our recent member who made $1 million off of our advice was a very good long-term holder. We understand it's stressful when the market crashes. You might want to sell your things, like you're already down 20% and you want to get rid of stuff, but in reality the market always comes back up, especially with cryptocurrency and the recent traction it's been picking up in public. There's a lot of new money coming into cryptocurrency and it's not going down. I know Bitcoin looks like it's very low at this 11,000 range, but it's going to be above 20,000 again. People were saying when Bitcoin crashed from $4,000 to $2,000 that it was the end of Bitcoin and it was never going to go back up again. But now we're saying 11,000 is low and it's the end of the world. So just keep in mind, don't stress if your coin is down. If it has good fundamentals, the price will be back up and it will be higher than ever. So if you're worrying about your portfolio that looks low right now, just hold on to those investments. They're going to be worth just as much as you bought them for in the near future. And the market just goes through phases like this. You got to understand that. And don't stress. Don't panic sell. That's going to really make you lose your money. A motto I like to go by is you're not at a loss until you sell. It's just that physical price right there is showing something temporary. It's not an actual loss until you sell the coin. So just keep that in mind when you're looking at your portfolio this week. Always learn from your mistakes. This is important because I know it's a lot easier said than done, but when you look at what's going on in the market, and there's a lot of like awful experiences you might have gone through where you lost money you can't afford to lose, you FOMO'd into a coin, something like that. Don't take that as an opportunity to leave cryptocurrency. Take that as an opportunity to learn from your mistakes and move on. There have been some points where I've gone from $5,000 to $3,000. The time I joined the market over the summer was one of the worst market crashes we've ever had. So I went from 1,000 to 3,000, and then I made my way back down to 1,500 again, and then I made it to 8,000, which degraded again to 5,000. And these were just mistakes because I was new to crypto trading. Everyone makes mistakes, even experts like myself and my staff team. We all make mistakes, but what we do to make us successful is we learn from them. I FOMO'd into coins that lost me 80% of what I invested into them. That really taught me a lesson, and I have never made that mistake again. It's also taught me to research my coins and such. So basically every point I made, even if you faced these and lost a lot of money, please don't let that discourage you. There's so many new opportunities, and although I've had opportunities where I've lost thousands of dollars in one night or hundreds, I still made it from 1,000 to 48,000 in 6 months. So, you know, if you're vigilant and you understand the consequences of making mistakes like these and actually turn it around into a positive thing, you can have great success. Trust me. Don't look at these losses and stop trading forever, because then you're going to take a loss and then you're going to be upset. Just wait it out. You're going to gain your money back. This is cryptocurrency we're talking about. And this brings me to one of the most important rules. Always set stop losses if you're actively trading. Now, if you're in the long term, I would actually recommend you don't set stop losses, because we know the market's going to go up and down, and if you're in the long picture for a good coin, it's going to go up regardless. But if you're a day trader like myself, you want to set stop losses to minimize your loss, just because you never know when the market's going to flip around. Like, when this bear market started, who knew overnight that every coin would crash between 30 to 40%? No one really predicted that, you know? But if you had stop losses, you could have taken a 5% loss compared to 30 to 40%. A lot of people were worrying that their portfolio was ruined. They're down like hundreds of dollars or thousands of dollars, or even some people saying they took $20,000 losses. Which is why it's very, very, very important to set stop losses at all times, unless it's a long-term hold. If you don't know how to set them properly, or you need help understanding the benefits of stop losses, I have a very informative video on how to set smart stop losses in my trading tips series. Those are all you really need to know for trading. These are the codes I live by. I don't break them. If I do, I learn from them and I improve myself so that I don't make the same mistake again. I really hope this was informative, and if there's anything you'd like to see coming onto the YouTube channel, I'm going to be making videos a lot more frequently to help inform you guys on how to make yourself a better trader. I think I'm also going to start doing a coin review series soon, in which I go into the research and technical side of each coin and like kind of give a rundown of what I think, similar to my previous Ethereum video. So I hope you enjoyed this. Please subscribe for more videos, and of course share the video with your friends. We could use all the publicity we can get. Thank you for viewing, and I hope you have a great time.